So, for those of you just joining who are new here, my name is Carrie Fletcher. I'm an actress, author and vlogger, the latter being obvious. And I have decided to make my month of May very busy indeed because I'm making a video every day for the whole of this month. I had a lot of ideas for today's video. I was going to do a cover of Stars from Les Mis, not realising that I don't have any of my instruments with me because they're all packed. Also, the chords don't look as easy as I wanted them to be, which would leave me to use an instrumental on YouTube, but they're all in male keys. So this is how I sound singing the lowest notes. Ready for this? Fallen from God, fallen from grace. But it did get me onto thinking about the song Stars from Les Mis, which I actually heard live last night, sung by Michael Ball, who is going to be playing the part of Javert in the concert version of Les Mis, which I will also be in playing Fantine. That man's voice, he's ridiculous. It was such a pleasure to go and watch him last night. But the thing about the song Stars for me is it's the song that I have listened to the most without ever having sung it on stage or off or ever been a part of it. And that is because every night when I was playing Eponine for my West End run, so 935 shows in the West End and then another 24 in Dubai, but for the 935, the almost 3 years that I was in the West End playing Eponine, Eponine doesn't leave the stage for Stars. She's present on stage but cannot be seen. The song Stars comes after a scene which we all just call Paris, and it's where the barricades come on stage but not as the barricades. They represent buildings within the streets of Paris, and a bridge comes down and connects the two towers. And Eponine and Gavroche are both on the bridge watching all the shenanigans happen on the stage below. And the last thing Javert says is, "Everyone about your business, clear this garbage off the street." And everyone leaves the stage apart from Gavroche and Eponine because they are the two characters first to appear after Javert sings Stars. And they both appear in the same places that they were last seen. So basically it was just a case of hiding and then sitting down, like sliding down the barricade and then sitting down. And when the lights used to come up in the middle of Stars, we'd be able to see each other and then we'd play rock, paper, scissors just to pass the time. But it's just such a weird song for me because I was forced to listen to it because I literally couldn't leave the stage and I had nothing else to do because I was just sat on a West End stage hidden from view. But I've listened to it way more than songs like Empty Chairs at Empty Tables and Bring Him Home because I was always up in my dressing room at that point. Sort of, it was on the tannoy in the background but I wasn't really paying attention. I was probably like, had my headphones on editing a video or chatting to the girls in my dressing room. Whereas Stars, I had to be present for it because I had to pay attention for the end of the song so I could get up and carry on my next scene. And Stars is also like a really poignant song for me because I was forced to do nothing. Like I couldn't have my phone on stage, obviously. There was no way for me to be distracted whilst listening to that song. I remember sitting there dressed as Eponine, sat on the barricade, listening to Javert sing Stars, watching all of these set pieces move in and watching other people like scurry off into the wings and just feel so immersed in the world of theatre and feel so lucky to be there in a show that I'd wanted to be in for so long. And I was getting to the end of my first year, the end of my first contract in Les Mis, and it gets to a point in the contract around sort of February, March time where everyone gets asked whether they want to stay or not, and then the producers decide whether they want you to stay or not. And I'd just been asked whether I wanted to stay, and I remember sitting on the back of the barricade listening to Stars at that point in the show thinking, oh man, I'm not ready to go yet. I am not ready to leave this show. So I have very fond feelings towards the song Stars because I feel like I did a lot of my best thinking during that song on stage because it was time when I literally was forced just to sit and exist. Which I think is a good thing to do every now and again, and I was forced to do it every night for 2 years and 8 months for 935 shows. We are 1 day, technically 2 now, 2 days into May, Myself and I've been loving the response so far. So many people have got involved, including people that I know, and it's just so much fun seeing everyone's different interpretations. Some people are posting pictures on Instagram, some people are doing poems, designs. Someone's making like design backdrops for their phone for every month, and the running one was really cool. It was like trainers and stopwatches, so cool. So I'm just loving it. Keep it coming, and thank you so much for just having such a wonderful response to this silly little project that I started. Tomorrow's word is donut. I will see you then. I don't think I'll have donuts though, which is really disappointing. Never mind.